Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and I'm your host, Ellie, and this is the Weather and Lifestyle News Show. Oh, I sure like this show. I was telling someone today it makes me happy. I don't always look happy on the show, but I am happy. Uh, Karen, the weather, oh boy, and an earthquake. Boy, I thought it was going to get me. No, it was in Tennessee. But then there was a big one in Afghanistan. Weird. I told William it was weird, and he said no, no, it's on a fault line. The conspiracy of me took over because Karen, I can get a conspiracy going. Yeah, I'm gonna get one on the Clintons. I know I'm not supposed to talk about that, but Fat Bear Week. It's the voting's done, and the bear I voted for won. I vote on it every year because I think it cracks me up. So the fat bear that I wanted, she's a big bad bear, the baddest bear in the whole damn town. Yeah. It should have been Leroy Brown, huh, Karen? So, but she's the baddest bear. She won the Fat Bear Week. And you know the reason they do that, folks, is because when they come out of hibernation, they look scary, skinny. And so the one that gets the fattest first. I think that's what it is. I don't even want to know what they eat because then I would be all freaky about this. So, the fattest bear. All right, so that's over with, and they got the bear for the year, and it's a female. So, and she's the baddest bear. uh, Weather. Oh boy. So I think we've got fall weather coming in, and I'm starting to notice I got leaves. Boy, hey, I get everybody's leaves though. But I don't know if anybody else has this problem. Is the leaves start falling on the tree and everybody starts raking, and all of a sudden it's like everybody dumped their leaves in my yard, and it's like, where'd all these leaves come from if everybody did theirs off their tree? I know mine isn't shedding that bad. It's like bad cat hair shed. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, I get like 20 bags of leaves or more. It's like, where'd they all come from? I mean, so my tree's almost bare and I have very little leaves. Now everybody else's is starting to go, and I'm like, oh, here comes the 20 bags. Uh, and the leaf blower's okay. It blows them into a pile, but then you got to pick them all up. And me, I would just run them over with the lawnmower, suck them all up and put them in the bag, and there you go. I'm not blowing and raking and picking up. I need to be about 10, 15 years younger to do that. Uh, so so we got fall coming in, the fall weather, and we got hurricane that just hit Mexico. We've got it's might skip over and hit the Gulf. I think it's going to be the last one of the season. We got snow. I'm ready for snow. And boy, there's a couple other things in there today too. Uh, a warning for like diet pills. You guys been hearing about that? They're saying, no, don't get this. Sometimes I wonder if it's real or if it's Memorex, because I get these warnings and I'm like, so I spend an hour hunting down other news organizations or health organizations to tell me if it's real, because there's so much fake stuff out there, folks. You got to kind of toss a coin anymore to see what's real and what's not, except for, when the FDA comes out and says, hey, we got this recall. So, and the car, the baby seats, baby formula, boy, we've done it all on here. Those are important. So, diet pills, we don't want to, there's stuff out there that it'd make you quit eating for a week. I don't know if that's good for you or not. You'd probably lose some poundage for a wedding dress, but yikes, that could put you in the hospital. So anyway, I'm going to get on with the weather. I think it's Miss Davis today. Sorry, Karen. I think it's Miss Davis, and she always looks so happy. So, oh, and then we got to say Ari because I get a kick out of Ari and his hair. Um, I just want to comb it down. So, but the Weather Channel has been good to us so far. All right, so here we go.
Our coast to coast storm is going to bring rain to several locations and also some high elevation snow. So if you're very excited to see the snow,
Nope,
yay,
it's
you
Miss
are going to get
Banks.
that
Sorry about
opportunity.
that.
But let's talk about this as it continues to move throughout the week. Now, one thing I want to point out, I know you're seeing where some of that snow and icing is happening, but on Thursday, we are going to have a severe weather threat, which needs to always be talked about so we can give you as much preparation time as possible and know that that is coming. The other thing that we want to point out is that the rainfall is really going to add up in some locations, and the upper Midwest is one of them. So, those highlighted areas of green and yellow, that's talking about an excessive flood threat if you live in these places. The moisture is going to continue to get scooped up and drawn further north into the mid Atlantic and the Northeast. So we're going to wind up seeing a lot of really decent rainfall totals out of this. And as we mentioned, the ground is thirsty in many places. Anywhere from a quarter of an inch of rain up to 3 inches of rain is possible.
Did you see that snow? Oh, and it was Miss Banks. I think Miss Davis has taken too many vacation days or something. They're moving her all over the place. Um, New York is getting hit hard. Um, and I, um, me, I'm saying, yeah, kick them to the curb there. Yeah, kick New York to the curb. But no, no, we're not going to kick them to the curb. They're just getting a lot of rain. Is it much needed rain? No, I think it's too much rain. And then we've seen snow in the center of the country. Um, Not very much, probably a dusting. Let's not get excited yet. And then the severe weather threat. Um, when I seen it, I went, where? So I had to back it up a few times and I didn't pay attention. It was Miss Banks. I was just looking at the weather map to see where the severe weather was. And it's two little spots. One's in Chicago. And I'm like, well, that's um, okay if you guys want to scare people with a severe weather threat for a spot. Usually it's a big long line of thunderstorms. This is a spot. And that's when I always say the Weather Channel's trying to scare me again. All right, I don't want to spend too much time on this weather stuff. So the latest earthquakes, oh boy, there's not many, but it's a weird kind of lineup. We got one way up above Iceland. I want to go there first because it's way up here. Um, it's they say Greenland Sea, 4.4, and then another one, a 4.7, and they're not even that deep. And I thought, boy, that's weird. And then, of course, we had the big ones in Afghanistan, a 6.3. Um, so Afghanistan's getting hit hard. Herat, Afghanistan at 4.5. And then if we move over right next to it, then we got Tajikistan. I know I say that wrong. That was a 4.2, and that wasn't very deep. These are all very shallow. Nepal again. And then we get over to Taiwan, Taiwan 5.2. And this wasn't very deep either. It's about 15 miles deep. So they felt this. And can you imagine how worried they were um, with what China's doing to have the earth shake underneath their feet? The other thing was not really any tsunami warnings. See, this is what concerns me is no tsunami warnings. And when I checked into it with Dutch Sense, he seems to think it's the deep ones that cause them. So these shallow ones, no wonder we're not really getting any deep ones. Now, if we go straight across to the Mariana Islands, that was a 5.0. And, Hawaii's on the map remember, we said how many the volcano was having. This is Volcano Hawaii with 2.7. Now, if we go low, now looky here. This one here was Mikori, Island, a 6.4. No one's talking about that. I mean, I don't even know if Dutchson's mentioned it. Now, he said something about the one above Iceland, but I think this is so new that, and it was only about 9 miles deep. So, huh. And then we had one down further, a 5.5 in Bellini Islands region of 5.5. So that's way down there, almost at Antarctica, which is odd, but they do have volcanoes down there. And then we go up to Tonga with a 5.0. So see, we had them up super high. We're seeing them down super low. And he even said on one of his shows, I think 2 days ago, there was one on the North Pole. And I didn't catch it. And then I tried to look up real super high and low just because of Iceland and above. Um, Hawaii, I did Hawaii. Let's see, over here on Mariana Islands, and then we go up to Alaska. Remember, I said I thought they were going to become active. No, they became quiet, 2.5 in Fox River. And then we go down to the states. William, did you feel those ones over there by the upper part? Because there was people that were claiming from the top of Washington State till the middle was feeling that 4.7, I think, is what it was, close to Spokane. And then there was one out on some islands. And everybody keeps claiming they were feeling them. I had someone I know out of Washington that got a hold of me and said they felt it. Did I know about it? One around them that was south of Spokane. So I guess you just have to be close to the fault line, is what I'm thinking. If you're on on the fault line and it lands on a fault line, and then it travels the ripple effect, then you might feel it. But this is, and William says no. So we had one in Stanley, Idaho, and we've seen them there before. Okay, and then we get down to Mena, Nevada. We've seen them there. And then we go down on San Andreas Fault. That was in Monterey Park at 2.7. Then we go across Western Texas. Now we've seen this before. Now what's odd is when it went across to Tennessee and had a name earlier. What happened to the name? USGS. Where is the name in Tennessee? And I did. How dare them take the name away for the city? It was only a 2.9, but what does that mean? It could be going farther east. Now, is it going to go to North or South Dakota? I'm sorry, North or South Carolina? We don't know because that's usually where they hit. And then they go up around Maine. Then we go down to Mexico. That was 10 miles deep, or I'm going to say about 9 or 8 miles deep. But it was a 4.2. Then we follow it down to Nicaragua, a 4.2. They're down in the fours again. Do you notice? When it hit Afghanistan, everything dropped to fours. So now we're looking at what, fours, threes, twos. So there was a release. Now it's going to build back up. Now, what I've noticed, and I don't know if Dutchins has noticed, every time we get these sixes, instead of going back to twos and threes, it's going back to fours and then five, and then boom, we're getting another six very quickly. And then over on the islands, the Virgin Islands, Cruz Bay with 3.6, and Puerto Rico with a 2.5. Now we go down to South America, they're up at the fours. It's going fours and threes. It's just like a yo-yo effect all the way down. And if you go straight across like he does, if we look at Mariana Islands and we go over and straight across, let's see, what was Mariana? They were 5.0. Then we go over to Mexico. That's a 4.2. Then we go over again, and it's a 4.2. And then there's nothing that it goes to. So if we go north, then they get smaller. So everybody says, well, what does this mean? I think Dutch Sense is very right. We're going to start getting some deep ones, and it's going to be deep ones. It's going to coincide with the volcanoes. We have so many volcanoes so hit right now. And not only that, but on where we see fracking or the pumping um, stations. And this is something he shows. They're always close to a pumping station. Well, a few times now, I've seen where he's a little too far. And what I'm seeing is black and close to more of a volcano. And, I talk to the TV, I throw popcorn at it, and I'm like, Dutchens, look, 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 over here, over here. And eventually he does get to it and he changes it. But I think it's volcanic. I think a lot of this is the earth is ready for a big volcano. We've had big, strong earthquakes. We haven't really had a big volcano blow besides Mount St. Helens. And how long ago was that? I think they said 79. Is that when Helens went? So I'm thinking, we had Italy getting ready for a big one. We've got um, Yosemite. We got Yellowstone. We even got Mount St. Helens taking a look. And then we even have active in Hawaii. So it's kind of a 50-50 on all this for a volcano. It's just waiting for one to blow. Now, I'm probably wrong. I'm not a volcanologist. Don't don't hit me with lemons. And I'm not really good on earthquakes. I just go on what I learned from them. So all right, let's just kind of move on. Um, the bed bug thing, really? Well, the problem is Europe had them, France had them. Then Europe got overrun by them. Well, guess what? Now UK is being hit. They're saying that they're seeing a massive amount of bed bugs in the UK, London especially. And they're now worried with cruise ships, airplanes, because we like to fly over there. They like to fly over here. We do cruises together. And now they're starting to worry. And they said the United States needs to be ready for this. And I'm like, is this the next pandemic? Bed bugs? Uh, Folks, start looking. Keep an eye on your stuff because they're saying that even people that don't travel, stay in motels, or just go to the grocery store and go back home, they're getting them. They don't know why these bed bugs are a vengeance right now, and they're getting worse. It's horrible in Europe. So now the UK is now saying they may have to be um, go to the extreme to stop these before it becomes like Europe. Um, it was 1980. Thank you. So it was 1980 for the Mount St. Helens. Is that what it was, Karen? The answer to my question? So this is what we're looking at now. So bed bugs. Now, how do you tell? They look like little brown spots. They're bigger than a flea, so you could see them with the naked eye. It's not like, and they don't jump, and they're not really going to move around much. But they say to check along the top of your bed and the bottom. Uh, Pull your mattress away from your box springs. Look along the edges of your box springs because they said they don't know. It could be something bad that starts in the United States and it could be within the next few months. Yikes. No bed bugs. I got enough problems with chiggers here. I don't know if you guys have had chiggers, but chiggers are horrible. I mean, it's like the bite that never goes away. They like bite you and bite you and bite you, and it's like forever to get rid of them. Mm. So bed bugs, they are back, and now they're worried for the United States. They say they're in the UK. They're definitely in London for sure. And they said there's a good possibility they'll jump. I don't think they jump. They will jump and be in the United States in no time. Oh, okay. Remember the hot air balloon thing? Uh, well, a family in New Mexico, I think it was New Mexico, Um, People were watching and saying, "Oh," and it was getting closer, closer, and it ended up in their backyard. And they said they were amazed to see one of these big balloons land in their backyard. Um, so you guys got to check this out. Um, yeah, well, hopefully I don't get in trouble for this, but all right, here we go.
They're just cruising along. Motorcycle ATV Marino is a company. Team RNS. Yeah, he sure did. Oh. Oh. Yep, they landed in Linda's yard. Well, I think so.
What I had to say is, I bet you they seen them having a barbecue and a party there in that yard. And they said, "Hey, we used to live there. Yeah, we're just going to land in your backyard. And because we're bringing the balloons or a balloon, you guys can feed us barbecue." I don't know. um, Soap is a good deterrent. Yeah, but those bed bugs are tough. I think it takes extreme heat because, they find out even sometimes with the chiggers, if you wash them in super, super hot water, it's still, they end up hanging around because they burrow into your skin, and so yeah, and not necessarily in your clothes, but these bed bugs, they're saying that they've washed, but you can't really wash your bed, your mattress. Um, all right, another earthquake, like I said, hit Afghanistan, and it was a magnitude of 6.3, and it killed another 2,000 people. I mean, it's pretty bad, and now, um, with this happening, it's killing a lot of civilians. Not really the Taliban or the Al Qaeda. I think it's Taliban there. It's not really killing them. They live in the better houses. What it's doing is hurting the civilians. So, um, now this one here, I've always wondered because everybody says when you get birds in your yard, it means something. Like the dove means something, and a blackbird means something, and they say the cardinal. They say are messengers from heaven. But what does it mean if you see one of these cardinals? Um, uh, Especially at a time when you need comfort and you hear that and you're saying, "Okay, now I feel better." Or is it? Cardinals has always had a deep spiritual meaning, traced all the way back when they were first named. When the European settlers arrived in North America, they noticed these birds, bright red, and how closely it resembled red vestments of Roman Catholic leading bishops. So that's where it came from. And they said it's it's similar to church officials, and so they deemed this red color of a cardinal as a symbol as the blood of Christ. Is it or is it not? Or is it just somebody seen it and said it looked like a cardinal with the Roman Catholic religion? Huh. I thought that was something. I don't want to dash anybody's hopes, but they do say that the red color and the red bird in its splendor and beauty is something that makes you feel peaceful. Now, I'm going to go for hogwash with what this says. I'm going to go with, you know what? If a cardinal oddly lands in my yard, whether it's a male or a female or a little baby one, and they hit my bird feeder all the time, I'm going to appreciate it. Now, the bluebirds and the other birds always come over and eat off the bird feeder, but not always do I get a red cardinal. Or what about a hummingbird? A hummingbird, you're like, oh, Oh, how cute. And it makes you feel good. It's not the bird, it's how you feel about the bird. So if it makes you feel peaceful and you think it's a message, I'd take it as that. Monster, oh boy. Let's see. A 283-pound alligator gar was caught in Texas. This is unheard of. I mean, I heard of 30, 40-pound gars. I mean, these things got teeth. Um, it kind of has a picture of this guy with this gar. Come on, fishermen out there, come on, you men, send me and put it in the comments. I've never seen a gar this big, and we're in a state that it's known for, and it yeah definitely has teeth. Um, he said this alligator gar potentially set an IGAFA all tackle world record for record for the species. Like I said, I've never seen anything this big. I mean, I don't even know, and I don't even know if I'd be able to get that out of the water. I would love to watch him catch this thing because what fishing line and lure could bring something like that in? I mean, you would have to have deep sea fishing gear for that, and probably a beach rod, one of those big ones. Alligator, and this was in Texas. Alligator gar sets two fishing records. Um, 283 pounds. Wow. All right. Okay, so now the FDA warns online vendors to stop selling unapproved weight loss drugs, semaglutide and tirzepatide. Not sure. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this. I'm so horrible with names. I'd rather just you guys see it for yourself. Okay, so there it is. That's the two names. I got to put it up on both Facebook and YouTube. Um, it's only there's Ozempic is another one. Um, and they're even starting to say Ozempic, and I know you've seen the commercials on it. They're saying you have to be very careful with that too. Now they said on Tuesdays letters warning to these two online vendors to stop selling unapproved versions of these two drugs. The active ingredient is a popular GLP-1 class medications, including Nova Nordics, a powerful weight loss drug, Wegovy. Um, so be very careful. I know everybody wants to just jump online and get these weight loss drugs, but the best thing to do is talk to your doctor. Tell them I want to lose 50 pounds like tomorrow. Tell me what I got to do. Tell me a weight loss drug, and go with that, or have them send you to a nutritionist. Don't just believe these commercials. Like I said at the beginning of the show, there are so many fake products out there that are being recalled, and they're fake. Are they coming from China? Are they coming from um, Asia countries? Are they coming from all over the place? We just don't know. Don't trust it if it doesn't. If it sounds too good, don't do it. And these weight loss products, check them out because so many of them have been recalled. Some of them are fake, and some of them are going to hurt you. It hurts your heart. And not only that, but screw your stomach up so bad that you could end up on a feeding tube. It screws it up so bad, your stomach. So don't go there. All right. Um, Low cost ride sharing service. Now, the Tesla SUVs are hitting the street in Florida this week. And what they want to do is they're trying to put out some of these other taxi services or the Uber. And what they want to do is they're going to beat the prices of these taxis and these Uber drivers. And what they want to do is specialize. If you're a couple, then you can get it for cheap, or even they're going to offer cheaper fares. But if you are driving as a man and wife, a couple, or grandma and grandpa, or how about grandma picking up her grandchild from school? They're going to be an even more cheaper fare. They're rolling this out in Florida here this next month. So you might, if you live in Florida, check it out and let me know. Um, all right, and I got to show you the fat bear that won really quick. And there she is. Like I said at the beginning of the show, um, she has been crowned. And I liked her because she was like light colored. She was different from all the other brown bears, black bears. Um, the runner up, Chunk, was a male. But they're saying, you know what? Uh, she won. She knows it. And they said she's a bad old bear. And they said, go, you go, girl. Well, I did. That's why I said she's the baddest bear in the whole damn town. Yeah. Badder than the old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard dog. Isn't that how that song goes? I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know. All right. So she did win the fat bear um, contest. All right. Now we're on to the uh, bad economy jokes. Yeah, we gotta look out for these jokes because some of them might just be true. How about um, jury duty is now considered a good paying job. And even they said a fast food place will pay you more than they pay you as a nurse. Ooh, I got a pre-declined credit card in the mail. I think that's what they do to me. Some of us got such bad credit that they send you a letter saying don't even apply. And you go into the bank and they're like, back, go away. That's what it says. All right. I ordered a burger at McDonald's, and the kid behind the counter asked, can you afford fries with that? CEOs are now playing miniature golf. They no longer can play at the club. ExxonMobil had laid off 25 congressmen because the lobbyist cost too much. Oh boy, that's a good one. No political, I know. That my ATM gave me an IOU. I bought a toaster oven, and my free gift with the purchase was a piggy bank. McDonald is now selling a quarter ouncer. Parents in Beverly Hills fired their nannies and learned the names of their children. A truckload of Americans were caught sneaking into Mexico. Motel 6 won't leave the light on for you anymore. They just flash it at you. A picture is now only worth 200 words. They renamed Wall Street Walmart Street. One of the casinos in Las Vegas is now managed by Somali pirates. And that's it, folks. All right, me and William got our show coming up in about 30 minutes. And so come on back for it. If not, we will see you tomorrow uh, with the weather and lifestyle news. Subscribe, hit that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. We're getting a lot of those lately for the show. Tell your friends and family and share. Uh, and be sure, if you're not getting notified, to ring the bell. And with that, God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow, or we'll see you in 30 minutes. Bye bye, folks.